Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here and see so many of you have stayed for this final session, the closing ceremony. And this is a great opportunity to thank many people and to hand out numerous awards to all the people who've brought such great science. Now, I'd like to start off with a special announcement, and perhaps we could bring up the first slide. So it's been a year since Burkhart stepped down as the president of the ISCB. And this has given us time to reflect on the rather amazing contributions that Burkhart has made over his time. And so this was the view 1 year ago precisely, when we gave Burkhart a small gift. But I didn't think that fully reflected the full story. And so I just wanted to say a few words here about Burkhart's contributions. So Burkhart was the longest standing ISCB president in history, and he managed to survive for a full 8 years in the job. And it's no mean feat, believe me. So he did more than anyone else, I think, to shape the structure of the ISCB as an organization and really refining and honing it in recent years. Along with many others, he enabled the Student Council and was an avid supporter and pushed this whole thing forwards immensely. He introduced many of the ISCB awards. Burkhart, please do step forwards into the limelight just briefly. Keep coming. Thank you. So as well, Burkhart also was instrumental in introducing the ISCB X meetings, which took the ISMB brand and ISCB thinking out into the world and gave opportunities for more people to take part in the activities. We have also regional meetings, topical meetings on particular subjects. And in fact, in ISMB itself, the organization, I think things have radically changed over the last 8 years in the organization of the conference. We now have multiple tracks, highlights, late-breaking research, special sessions, and I think it's really transformed the way that this meeting operates. Not to be forgotten, there's some important things that go on behind the scenes, but here we have a graph. Our financial stability has undergone an amazing change since Burkhart arrived, and I'm sure he wouldn't take all the credit for that, and of course Reinhard Schneider has been instrumental in that too. But this means that we went from a rather tenuous situation to a point where we can really push the field of computational biology forwards and have the financial instruments to do that. And along with that, the momentum has been increasing and the membership of the ISCB has grown in a very steady fashion. And I attribute that in large part to Burkhart's steadying hands on the wheel of the good ship ISCB. Now, just a personal word. So Burkhart, while doing all this, has just brought boundless enthusiasm to the ISCB and has always been a huge encouragement. The ISCB Wikipedia competition that I have been running was really just a suggestion and pushed by Burkhart extremely strongly. I had no idea I was going to organize that till Burkhart told me that was what I was going to do. And all the while of doing this and spending innumerable hours that is completely unseen, he was a presence on almost every committee and subcommittee pushing the society forwards. But all the while he's been doing fantastic academic work, moved to a very prestigious German university, received the Humboldt Award. I don't know how he quite manages, but on behalf of the board of directors, the ISCB membership, I'd like to give you a huge thank you, Burkhart, and a round of applause, please. Okay, so let's move on to the closing ceremony, and I'd like to invite Diane Kovacs, the Executive Director of the ISCB, to come and give us the next stage of the proceedings. Thank you, Diane.
Ooh, the technology, it's been a long 3 days, huh? I'm just gonna have Alfonso Valencia, ICCB president, join me on stage. We had an amazing 3-day conference, and for all of the scientists out there in the room who actually have gone to more than 50 talks, I applaud you, because I made it through about 7, and my brain was so filled with information, excitement, enthusiasm, energy, that I don't know if I could have handled anything more. So congratulations to everyone for taking the time to be here. And I just wanna, I would like you just to stick around. We'll be 10 more minutes, but we have some amazing science to celebrate and also some thank yous to give. And I know some of the senior scientists in the room who have put on some of these conferences, you know exactly the amount of work that goes into it. Hours and hours of dedication and volunteer work to really pull a conference of this magnitude together. So I just want to thank a few people. First, our keynote speakers. Without their excellent science, it couldn't have given us the foundation to build on today. Our steering committee. Little do most know, but this committee actually starts to meet about 13 months prior to the start of the conference, every other week. So that's like 30 times a year. So this group is extremely, extremely dedicated. All those who organized our scientific committee, who did all of the scientific organization, these are really the minds that were behind putting this amazing program together. We had an amazing experiment done through our theme tracks, and I hope that everyone loved the new thematic organization, but these 5 individuals were really the group that had to coordinate proceedings and highlights and all the late-breaking stuff all together to make it all work. So thank you so much for their time. The next 3 people I want to recognize have been just extremely instrumental in making all this happen. There are 3 conference chairs, Des Higgins, Janet Kelsel, and Alex Bateman. And I'll actually ask them to come up to the stage because I'd like them to be a part of our awarding of our posters. They were just amazing, and there are a lot of people that all come together to make this happen, but these 3 individuals were really the champions behind the whole thing. Countless hours, endless emails from Stephen and I. So thank you 3 for everything you've done for us. I have the opportunity to every day work with an amazing team, and I would like to call this group of people the minds behind the machine. Stephen Leard, Nadine Costello, Belle Hansen, Susie Smith, Pat Rodenberg, Jeremy Higgin, George Carmichael, Carol Drake, Andy Falter, Christina Fogg, Bettina Roth, and Edna Noria. These are the groups that make everything work operationally and make my job so easy so I can have the time to interact with the scientists each and every day. So thank you to the staff of ISCB for your dedication. So our first awards will be the announcement of the 2015 Wikipedia competition. Alex?
Okay, so I'd like to announce the winners of the 2015 Wikipedia competition, where we get students around the world to edit articles in Wikipedia on the subject of computational biology. This provides them not only with an excellent training in writing for the lay public, but also increases the quality of computational biology information available to the lay public. Now, there are 3 prize winners. I'm going to announce them all over 3 slides, and then I'm going to invite Claire Sloggett. Well, unfortunately, none of the winners were able to attend, and you'll see why that is when you see where they're from. But I will invite Claire Sloggett up, who was the course coordinator, to receive the award on their behalf. So the 3rd prize winners were Shri Rachel Tan and Amanda Mack from the University of Melbourne. In 2nd place, we have Ariana Liu and Karen Oliver from the University of Melbourne. And in 1st place, we have Joanne Polchina and Miguel Avila from the University of Melbourne. And so, Claire, I'd like to invite you up on stage. You've done a tremendous amount in coordinating this course, and I'm so impressed with this complete clean sweep. So fantastic, so well done.
So the 2016 competition will kick off this fall. Please, 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 if you are a faculty member and who want to get involved, consider to add this to your curriculum throughout the year. The reason why University of Melbourne won is because we had such a great champion there at that university. So more details will come. Just check your ISCB announcements as well as our upcoming fall newsletter. So our next 5 prizes are actually the poster prizes that are given to the conference. A dedicated committee of poster reviewers have gone around and viewed over 600 posters throughout the conference and also evaluated our oral poster talks. So our first prize is sponsored by the Protein Data Bank. The recipient of this prize will be giving some literature from Protein Data Bank and also additional resources. And this year's winner is Ashley Connard. And if you're in the room, just please come up. Sometimes they can make it, sometimes they can't. As I continue to read through these prizes, I just do ask the winners to come up, and our staff up here will organize you for your picture. Our second prize was sponsored by F1000 Research. F1000 Research gave us 5 poster prizes. Each recipient will be receiving a subscription to F1000 Prime, as well as access to the new F1000 Workplace and a complimentary publication in the ISCB Community Journal. This year's winners are Maria Sonson. She here? Come on up. Helen McCormick. Jonas Ibn Salam. Christoph Bartenhagen. Oh, this is a hard one for me, guys, sorry. Makish Pajak. Once again, thank you so much to F1000 for sponsoring these prizes. Our next Outstanding Poster Award has been sponsored by Springer. This recipient will receive a $250 gift card to use on the Springer website. And this year's winner is Kieran O'Neill. All right. We encourage a lot of poster prizes, so if there are any industry out there who want to sponsor next year, please let me know. Wiley Publishing and Current Protocols sponsored our next prize. There are 2 winners. Each recipient for this award will receive a complimentary subscription to Current Protocols. And our 2015 winners are Hans Ulrich Klein, and Petko Fazif. I would now like to invite to the stage Stephen Brenner, who will help me present the University of California, Berkeley Computational Biology Best Oral Poster Award.
So I'm Stephen Brenner, chair of the graduate program at the University of California, Berkeley in computational biology, and I'm representing the Center for Computational Biology. That 15 years ago, Berkeley sponsored the first poster awards that were given, the cash awards were given out at ISCB, and we're very happy to be able to support them again as part of our mission in supporting the most outstanding education and research.
Berkeley was sponsoring 2 prizes this year, and each recipient will receive 500 euros. So I hope you're in the room because it's a cash envelope up here. And our winners are Liven Verbeck and Christian Wake. Don't worry, Stephen, I'll make sure they get that money after I go back to the Guinness storehouse. For our next award, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage Deborah Lawson, Ian Lawson Vantosh's mother. Deborah is one of the most amazing women I have ever met because she was able to take a tragedy in her own life and turn it into something amazing and celebratory in the computational biology community. Deborah established the Ian Lawson Vantosh Memorial Award, and I'd like Deborah to join me now to tell you a little bit about Ian and also give this year's award.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. As Diane said, this is an award that is given to the student who best provides the most thought-provoking or original paper at this conference. And it's in memory of my son, Ian. Although he is no longer with us, he was a very thought-provoking young man who was fortunate enough at 23 to have discovered a passion for computational biology and how it can and will lead to quantum breakthroughs in cancer research. As we're in Ireland, I think it's appropriate to quote the Irish artist Sir Francis Bacon. Bacon said that science is the image of truth. In agreement with Bacon, I would like to share with you why today's truth is so meaningful to me. In 2006, Dr. Igor Jurczyka hired Ian to work in his lab at the Ontario Cancer Institute. The truth was that he saw in Ian a determination to help realize undiscovered truths, and for that, we are forever grateful. We'll never know what truths or how many may have been revealed to the Jurczyka team over time, but what I do know is that I have in front of me the brightest and best minds, collectively and individually, who have chosen to take on this challenge of discovery. Those minds are you, here, today, and that is the truth of which Sir Francis Bacon speaks of. And as a family, excuse me, I don't have my laptop with me, sorry, but, and as a family, we are so honored by this award, and that is the image that I hold in my heart. Past recipients of this award have been students from France, from Russia, from the United States, from MIT to Tel Aviv University. So today's winner joins a very prestigious group. And you are to be congratulated for your dedication and creativity in your field. Being a scientist these days may be challenging, but the world needs your compassion and passion for the fields you have selected. You have taken up that challenge. It has been 8 years this summer since Ian's life ended, but yours are just beginning. Think of all the discoveries that have happened in the past 8 years, and think of how many more there will be in the next 8. Some of it is unimaginable to the lay public, but if you had a thought-provoking mind like my son, believe me, your family never stopped answering every one of your questions. No awards happen if not for forward-thinking people and organizations, however. I would like to thank the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation in Toronto and IBM for sponsoring the, I call it the ILVT Memorial Award for Outstanding Student Paper. It's such a long name for an award, isn't it? I would also like to sincerely thank ISCB and its current president, Alfonso Valencia, and the past president, Burkhart, who I've had the pleasure of meeting several times, and a very, very warm thank you both to Diane Kovitz, Executive Director, and of course my friend Stephen Laird, who both continue to bring the best in the world together for this conference. And now, speaking of best, I'm honored to announce that the winner this year is Farhad Hormozdiari. Very good. You're here? That's okay.
But you're
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deborah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Your words still inspire me to do something so amazing to keep the spirit of Ian alive and also inspire the young scientists that are in the room. Lastly, I'd just like to thank this year's conference sponsors, F1000 Research, QIAGEN, Amazon Web Services, GigaScience, DNA Genotech, GPB, the Royal Society Publishing, the Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley Computational Biology, Genentech, as well as Fiat Ireland, and those who came together to help support nearly 70 students to attend this conference: Alchemy, BIT, H3 Bionet, and ECCB. Thank you so much for your generosity to make this conference happen. And lastly, I'd like to invite you to next year's ISMB 2016 in Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida, or ECCB 2016 in The Hague. So I hope to see you all next year. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy Ireland and safe travels. God bless.